This time by race fans as they make their way across the start-finish line. Let's wave them off. Let's send off the cars and stars, the weekend warriors, the heroes of the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. Let's wave them off this time. Send them off as they come by the front stretch. I want to see every hand and heart up in the air. Let's wave these drivers off. This is the ReCar 150 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. $150 green flag laps on tap. One to go signal given from the flag stand to Ashton Tucker and Ryan Messer. They make up your front row, ready to lead the field to the green. Tom Gilmore has pulled his way into the infield. Well, the final time in 2024, the ReCar 150 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire is underway. Green flag is out, and your top four have already broken away from the rest of the field. Ed Bowlby, 3 wide moment on lap number 1, and Hudson Weston is going to have to back out of it. That could have been bad for Cory Hall in behind and a couple others that were almost caught up in that. Tucker will come across the line for lap number 2. He will lead. Greg Fay up to the 3rd spot now. Dylan Gosby back to 4th. And Brody Lewis trying to have a career run with the Super Late Model Series. Steve Halpin in the 03 on the back bumper of the West Cove head driver. It's Lewis, Halpin, Bowlby, all in a line. Halpin now going to drop to the inside, and Halpin will take position number 5. Ed Bowlby to the inside of the 22 car. Ashton Tucker leads by about a quarter of a car length over the one of Ryan Messer. Greg Fay has distance back to the 16 of Dylan Gosby, who's got a lot of distance back to Steve Halpin. That's your top 5. The Dwayne McKay cars of Ed Bowlby and Joe Hoyt putting together a pretty good effort here tonight. But Cory Hall will work the outside on the 15. Somerville will work the outside on Joe Hoyt. Steve Halpin has moved up to the top side of the racetrack through 1 and 2, trying to find his line around Speedway 660. Robbie McEwen starting to be on the move, as well as Kevin Moore has finally made his way to the racetrack. Could expect a long green flag run in this event if everybody's able to keep their nose clean. Top 3 run nose to tail. It's Tucker, Messer, and Fay up front. Dylan Gosby solidly in 4th, and Steve Halpin the top 5. Robbie McEwen is on the move as Ryan Rains is off the pace in the 94 car. He'll make his way to the go-kart track, and the St. John driver is going to have an early end to his race. We stay green. Kevin Moore in the 88, multiple laps down, but he is not letting that bother him. He has got speed with that race car. Ashton Tucker in the 2, Ryan Messer in the 1, run nose to tail. They have not let each other go for one iota of this race. "17 laps in the books this time for Tucker, Messer, and Fay. Steve Halpin has made his way up to the 4th spot. Dylan Gosby back to 5th, but he's got a mirror full of Cory Hall and Hudson Weston. Your top 3 in points, all within the top 10 so far. It's Tucker, Messer, Fay, Halpin, Cory Hall. Now Hudson Weston as Dylan Gosby drops back a spot. Lonnie Somerville, the 40 of Robbie McEwen, and Brody Lewis rounding out the top 10. 20 laps complete, 130 to go. Joe Hoyt into the side of the 97, and he's going to spin through 3 and 4. Caution flag comes out. Cal Hatfield goes for a ride through the beach, and he'll come out a little bit worse for wear with the Gulf Operators number 11. Might have to visit the pit area to get that fender looked at. 20 laps complete. The 83 of Cory Hall and the 43 of Hudson Weston make up the first 3 rows. Want to send out a hello as well to, if they're tuning in, and I imagine they are, Devin and Chandra Snell, who just welcomed Clay into the family, new baby boy, into the family last week. So congratulations to the Snell family. Green flag in the air, and we are racing. "20 laps in, 130 left to go. Let's see how this race shakes out." Lonnie Somerville wasting no time. He's on his way forward, wanting to bring the hardware back to Barnesville and trying to win for the first time with the Super Late Model Series. Top 2 broken away. We've seen this a number of times before in 250s previous. Greg Fay up to 3rd now. Steve Halpin battling with Cory Hall for that 4th spot. If Halpin can get the run on the outside, he could take away the spot from Greg Fay. We'll see if that outline or outside line has been good to these drivers. Has it worn in enough over the course of the afternoon? Ashton Tucker leading in this event. 1/6 of the way through now as we pass lap 25. We are on to 26. Cory Hall on the inside of Greg Fay. The 20 car going to move up the racetrack, but that's all right. That lane works for him. Hudson Weston on the inside. Halpin shuts the door on him. Lonnie Somerville is there as well. Somerville is a man on a mission here tonight with the ReCar 150. Couple of Prince Edward Island drivers battling for 8th and 9th and 10th as well with Brody Lewis. Gosby in the 16, Robbie McEwen on his outside. McEwen trying to make the pass on the Cornwall driver. Up front, it continues to be Ashton Tucker over Ryan Messer. Cory Hall's now gotten up to the 3rd spot. From deep in this field, Greg Fay 4th, Hudson Weston locked in a battle with Steve Halpin for the final 5th spot. "33 laps in the books. Tucker in the 2, Messer in the 1. They have been the top dogs in this race all race long. Greg Fay will close the distance back on the 83 of Cory Hall. Has Hall got enough underneath of him to outduel the 1 and the 2? These guys made up your top 3 from Shotgun on the Grid back in June. Laps continuing to click off. Chris Duncan has made his way up to the top 10. Kent Vincent in the 8. This is not his favorite racetrack, but now he is knocking on the door of 11th. Brody Lewis has been having a fantastic run so far. Whatever they have done to that 22 car, it has worked tonight. "40 laps this time across the line. 110 left to go in the ReCar 150, presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. It's Tucker, Messer, Hall, Fay, Weston, your top 5. Then it's Halpin, Somerville, McEwen, Dylan Gosby, and Chris Duncan, your top 10. Brody Lewis, Kent Vincent, Ian Rasmussen, Ed Bowlby, and the 27 of Curtis Collins, your top 15. Then it's Joe Hoyt, Cal Hatfield, the 88 of Kevin Moore, and our only DNF of the race, Ryan Rains in car number 94. Just as I say that, Kevin Moore has pulled off the pace, and he's going to head to the pit area. Good battle midway through the field between Rasmussen, Brody Lewis, and the 8 of Kent Vincent. 45 laps in the books, 105 to go. Leaders starting to approach some lap traffic. Cal Hatfield. Hatfield in the 11 is going to get out of the way. Tucker will go by. Messer will go by. Joe Hoyt next on the list to go down a lap. Closing in on the 1/3 mark of the ReCar 150 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. One caution has slowed the event so far. Joe Hoyt driving for Dwayne McKay is about to go down a lap to Ashton Tucker. He'll let the leader go. "51 laps in the book so far, and Ashton Tucker has led every one of them. Ryan Messer has sat second. Cory Hall has made his way up to third, but the last little bit he's been biding his time. Now he's all over the back bumper of Big Orange, and Hall will look to the inside on Ryan Messer. Hall tied for career wins with Ashton Tucker at 5 apiece. They've won everything back to about a year ago. We've got a position change now. Cory Hall has made his way up to second. Ryan Messer back to third. "95 laps to go. It is a rapid pace we are running here at Speedway 660. Greg Fay will work his way around the 14 of Joe Hoyt. Leaders will get by the 27 of Curtis Collins. Good battle on the racetrack a little further back between a couple of Jeff Armstrong prepared cars as Hudson Weston holds on to 5th. But right now he's got Steve Halpin all over him. Lonnie Somerville trying to take the Hamke race car up through the front of the field. Robbie McEwen back there as well in 8th. McEwen biding his time, hoping that he can get another caution to get up through the field. Ed Bowlby in danger of going down a lap, as is Kent Vinson and Brody Lewis. "61 laps in the books, 89 still left to go, but Ashton Tucker has stretched out his lead half a straightaway over Cory Hall. And Joe Hoyt has come to a stop. He will roll down to the infield. I think he might have gone around. Caution flag comes out. I think that's 2 yellows so far on the 14. Third one, and I believe he'd be required to pull it down to
Hey guys, we're on our way to deliver a machine. It's 7 gallons per minute, 5,000 PSI. It's powered by a 35 horsepower Vanguard. They're using them for cleaning hydro towers. The neat thing is some of these towers are actually live. So, you know, we've always been taught water and electricity doesn't mix. These guys are like crazy. They're up 600 feet in the air, right beside transmission lines. They wanted a good, reliable unit because when they start on the ground, they have to climb all the way to the top of that tower. So if you're 600 feet in the air, you want a good, reliable machine sitting on the ground. That way you don't have to go down and fight with it. So it's really cool and a really neat application for us. And we're really happy to supply 2 units to these guys to do their job.
While we're under this second caution of the ReCar 150 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire, good opportunity to head to your favorite social media page, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether you like YouTube. Search up Super Late Model Series, hit the like button, the follow button, the subscribe button, whatever it is that it asks you to do. Be sure to do that. We want to grow our engagement on our social media platforms, and obviously we can't do that without you. 60 laps complete, 90 left to go in the ReCar 150. It's Tucker and Hall in the front row. Green flag in the air. Messer is going to put the fight to Cory Hall on the inside for that runner-up spot. Ashton Tucker will try to drive off into the sunset on this restart. Hudson Weston is going to move up a spot. Now he looks at fourth, underneath of Greg Fay. Somerville drops to the inside. Putting the chase to the 03 of Steve Halpin. Somerville will fall back into line. Robbie McEwen and Dylan Gosby will make up the back half of the top 10. Your top three continue to run single file. Hudson Weston up to the fourth spot. Greg Fay has dropped back to fifth. Steve Halpin still has the advantage over Lonnie Somerville. That is a battle for sixth. We are inching towards the halfway point of this ReCar 150 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. Top three have broken away from the rest of the field just as they did in June. This is the podium that we saw with the Castle Building Center's 150 a couple of months ago, and they started deep in the field that night. Brody Lewis way up the racetrack with the McKinnon Racing number 22, a former Allison McKinnon race car. Well, those keeping track at home, I believe Cal Hatfield is in the lucky dog position. Should we get another yellow? Good run out of Ian Rasmussen. He's made his way up into the top 10. Battling with the 97 of Chris Duncan. A year ago, it was Duncan's car going airborne and going for a wild ride in this event. Tonight, he's having a better run of it so far, minus some power steering issues at the beginning of the day. Rasmussen has picked up the pace. Now he's picked off Dylan Gosby. He has moved up to the 9th spot. Steve Halpin has managed to get away from Lonnie Somerville. Somerville will fall into the clutches of Robbie McEwen. This time across the stripe is going to be 75 up and 75 to go in the ReCar 150 presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. Tucker, Hall, Messer, your top three. Robbie McEwen has decided he's going to make the move on Lonnie Somerville. Just ahead of him, Steve Halpin looks to do the same for Greg Fay. Cory Hall and Ashton Tucker have started to search around this racetrack for which lane they want to be in. Trouble, Gosby and Kevin Moore get together. Caution flag comes out for the third time. Not sure if Gosby was getting woed up to head to the pit area. And
12,000 models. Thousands of units sold. Sales to over 20 countries. We are Easy-Kleen. For over 40 years, we've been manufacturing the hardest working pressure washers in the world, right here in our backyard. We are looking for people with a good attitude and a willingness to learn. If you want to be part of something great for generations to come, email us today. Easy-Kleen, Kings County proud.
1 to go signal given to Tom Gilmore in the Riverview Ford Lincoln Pace truck. The 2024 Ford F-150 will pull into the infield. Tucker on the inside, Hall on the outside, 77 laps in the books. Off of 4, green flag back in the air. Tucker going to get the advantage as they come back to the stripe. Hall, I think, will have to fall back into line unless he can make that top side work. Ryan Messer in the 1. Hudson Weston in the 43 back to the inside of the 20 of Greg Fay. Messer now searching around this racetrack. Rolls the top side, and he will defend from Weston and Greg Fay in behind him. $80 laps complete, still 70 left to go in the ReCar 150. 3 wide, a little further back, and Curtis Collins is going to back out of it. That was between Brody Lewis, Ed Bowlby, and the 27 of Collins. Up front, Cory Hall rolls the outside but can't quite get to the door of the 2 car. Ryan Messer continuing to search around this racetrack, but it's opening the door for Hudson Weston to close in. Weston trying to be on the podium for the first time. Steve Halpin way up the racetrack. Good save out of the Halpin Excavating Chevrolet, but he will lose ground to Somerville and McEwen, and it opens the door for Ian Rasmussen. Not sure if something started to give way in the 03. Looks okay for now. McEwen and Somerville. Those guys have found each other a couple of times over the years. Somerville to the back of the Ricing Construction Chevrolet. The Pubs Drive-Thru Bottle Exchange. Matt Harrison Sons. Doherty and Fullerton, number 23, is all over Robbie McEwen. Can't quite make the move on the 40 car. Gets to the back bumper. Is he going to give him the shot? Somerville on the inside, but McEwen puts the pressure on the outside as we approach lap 89. Ed Bowlby way up the racetrack as something broke on the 15 car. He looks like he's about to head to the pit area. Tough break for the car's New Brunswick driver. Tucker in the 2, Hall in the 83. They are the class of the field so far. Ryan Messer has dropped his fight off, but he is in a spot of his own. Weston has not been able to close in. Greg Fay hasn't been able to close the distance. 92 in the books. This could be setting up what we'll see in a couple of weeks' time in the Yard Gear 250. Could it be another Tucker Hall showdown? Lonnie Somerville might be starting to lose the handle on his race car. He will find himself in the battle with Steve Halpin. Halpin wants to take the position away from him, but Somerville's not going to let him have it. Halpin in the 03 has Oxford 250 champion Travis Benjamin in his camp this week. .98 laps in the books, 52 left to go. Drivers once again in danger of going down a lap. It's Cal Hatfield in the 11, Kevin Moore in the 88, and Curtis Collins in the 27. Haven't talked a lot about Kent Vincent tonight. He's been kind of in a race of his own. Some battles early on with the 81 and the 97 and the 22. 101 laps complete this time. 49 left to go in the ReCar 150, presented by Wonder Auto and Tire. When the day started, Cory Hall told me in an interview that he considered him and Ashton Tucker to be pretty even here at Speedway 660. Guys who have won here before multiple times. They both won the 250 here. They both won here with the Super Late Model Series. We are seeing that pan out on the racetrack. Tucker with the upper hand in the 2 car. Hall in the 83, Messer still 3rd, Weston still 4th, Greg Fay still in position number 5. Robbie McEwen has started to close in on Greg Fay. Can he make anything happen in the late stages of this race with just 44 left to go when they reach the stripe? Kevin Moore off to the pit area in car number 88. His tough day continues with that race car. Tucker in the 2 maintains his 2 or 3 car length lead over the 83 of Cory Hall. Messer in the 1 in 3rd, 2 car lengths back to the 43 of Hudson Weston in 4th. Weston looking for his best career finish with the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. Brody Lewis and Curtis Collins have gone down another lap. Kent Vincent next on the list. Robbie McEwen has started to close in on the 20. Little front end wiggle that time through 1. Has he got enough to put himself into the top 5? 38 laps left to go for Ashton Tucker. Cory Hall, Ryan Messer, they've been your top 3 all race long. Ken Vincent and Brody Lewis will duke it out, but they are laps down and the leaders are coming. Chris Duncan in the 97, next to possibly go down a lap. That would leave us with 9 cars on the lead lap. Should the 97 go down a lap to Ashton Tucker. $116 in the books of the 150 scheduled here tonight. The lights are coming on and the sun begins to set here in the Geary Woods as we are deep into this 150 lap main event. Duncan in the 97, he's got the leader on his back bumper. He'll give way to Ashton Tucker. Tucker works the outside, makes the pass on him. Cory Hall has maybe lost just a little bit of ground to the 2 car. And this might be the situation we've talked about with this race. This could set up a tiebreaker that would give the advantage to the 2 of Ashton Tucker for feature wins. $123 in the books this time for the 2 of Ashton Tucker. Cory Hall second, and then about a full straightaway back to Ryan Messer, who has not lost sight of the 43 of Hudson Weston. One battle that continues to keep going on this track is Lonnie Somerville on the bumper of Steve Halpin. That's outside the top 5. Somerville now to the inside of the 03 car. 125 in the books, 25 left to go. Somerville can't seem to get the drive off the corner to get around that 03 car. He will fall back in line. Running in the tire tracks of the St. John driver. Oh, almost some contact there between Greg Fay and Robbie McEwen as they tried to get around Kent Vincent. McEwen had the chance to go to the outside of the 20, but was not able to do so. Somerville pressures the 03 of Steve Halpin. As we mentioned earlier, Halpin has got an Oxford 250 champion in his camp this weekend with Travis Benjamin. Somerville and Halpin have got to be careful because Ashton Tucker is closing in on them, ready to put them a lap down. It'll be 19 to go this time. Robbie McEwen thinks about making it 3 wide, backs out of it. He wanted to get by Brody Lewis, and he didn't care how he did it. 4 cars under a blanket trying to get around the leader. The 2 of Ashton Tucker has put Kent Vincent down a lap. And Somerville is now going to go down a lap. Steve Halpin will do the same, and that'll open the door for Somerville to drive to the inside. 15 laps to go this time for Ashton Tucker. Cory Hall in command of the second spot. Don't know if he's going to have enough to get back up to the 2 of Tucker. A championship may slip away from the grasp of the 83. Hudson Weston is as close as he's been. Looks to the inside on Ryan Messer. Weston and Messer battling for that final podium spot. Messer slides up the racetrack, opens the door for Hudson Weston on the inside. Robbie McEwen has made his way to the top 5. He's got around Greg Fay now, who will drop back to 6. Side-by-side battle for the 3rd spot. Greg Fay running 6th at the moment is about to go a lap down. Big slide out of Robbie McEwen. They've got to be careful. The leader is there. Fay back to the inside. 10 laps to go. McEwen has now lost the spot to Greg Fay. He had to let Ashton Tucker go. 9 laps to go. Down the backstretch once again. 8 laps to go. 142 complete and 8 to go. Hudson Weston has made his way onto the podium. Messer will see the hardware maybe slip away. Six to go this time. McEwen has lost sight of Greg Fay ahead of him. Looking like a 6th place finish for the 40 car tonight. $145 complete and 5 to go for Ashton Tucker. A former winner of the Yard Gear 250, a former winner of the Summer Clash 250, and the Mike Stevens Memorial. He has won at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway in Bandolero competition, and he's done just about everything in between, but a major Touring Series championship has eluded Ashton Tucker. $148 in the books. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go for Ashton Tucker. White flag in the air. 1 to go. He has been picture perfect all race long. And for Brad Siliker and his operation, it's going to lead them to a major Super Late Model Series championship. Ashton Tucker wins the Speedway 660. Cory Hall going to come home 2nd. Hudson Weston 3rd. Ryan Messer 4th. And Greg Fay will round out the top 5. We will head down trackside.
No way that rear end just broke.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. I'm sure driver number 2 over on the backstretch, I think I can hear him. Can't see through victory. Maybe we can get a see-through one built for next year. Let's go see here. And he's getting the push. Look at that. That's about all that 2-car had in it here tonight. Janice is here from Easy-Kleen. She will do the trophy presentation here in a few moments' time. Big thanks goes out as well to Plasma Works Metal Art, Dave Oblinus and his crew for making our wonderful trophies the last 2 seasons. Really appreciate all the hard work that he has done. There we go. We're going to give him the big push. We're going to get him into Riverview Ford to victory lane. We want to be here to celebrate with him. Not only a race winner, but now an Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series champion. Folks, how close was it? He won the championship on a tiebreaker. There we go. Shane and the crew going to give him the big push. He'll make his way into Riverview Ford victory lane. That's where he wants to celebrate. Folks, he might have broken axle in the race car. That's all this car had in it here tonight. For a guy who came up through the Bandolero ranks, had some runs in the street stock, but moved right into the pro stock and super late model ranks, he has had a pile of success. Your 2024 Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series champion is Ashton Tucker. Getting the well-deserved drink of water from Brad Siliker. Well, Ashton, I would imagine out of all the wins you've had, this probably means the most to you.
It's a big one. Usually there's not much pressure going into a 150. Usually it's just another day, which that's what we try to treat it as. But obviously you knew there was some pressure in the background, but it's a pretty awesome day. It's a big one to win. We brought a pretty solid piece here today, so it's awesome just to have a car like that. And it's just kind of riding around there, and I don't know, worked out well.
I'd love to call it picture perfect, but I think you broke an axle in the race car coming to victory lane. You know what? To take the hardware, to take the championship on a tiebreaker, the checkers, all of it, well, that's worth putting an axle in the race car.
Yeah, my car owner, he's a millionaire, so he can afford one of them. So, but no, I'm just happy we got a win here. We won't worry too much about the axle or rear and whatever happened, but this is what we fought for all season long, and we're happy we got one.
You led all 150 laps. You guys were pretty well lights out. Couldn't be touched. Cory put the fight to you, but you guys drove away there at the end.
Yeah, no, I hate starting on pole, to be honest, because you don't know how to save your stuff. So I just tried to ride around. Ryan pressured me, then Cory pressured me, and I didn't know if they were that much stronger or what, but just the long run, this car came to life and really showed there at the end of it.
Had to deal with a little bit of lap traffic there in the end. Probably the only moment that was really hair-raising for you in this whole race.
Yeah, the lap traffic was interesting for sure, but they're all racing for position too. I get it, but just want to say congrats to Cory and Robbie on a hell of a season. They're both very respectful drivers, and either three of us could have won this championship, and I think we all kind of deserved it. So congrats to them, and just thankful for a respectful season racing with them.
And I think the fans are pretty happy for you as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I think quite a few people from home came check out this race. There's a lot of hype around home for it, and I don't know, just happy we got it done. It's a big one.
Obviously, probably call Mike's Bar and Grill and rent the whole room out, right? There's going to be a party tonight.
We'll definitely have a little celebration here before we head out probably, and it's just awesome, I think.
Well, who else gets the thanks here tonight on this car?
Obviously the crew, they're a huge help. We sucked their first practice, but put some new tires on and it came to life there, and we're really good the rest of the day. And all our sponsors, I would start listing them off, but I'll probably forget one, but they know who they are. They've been a ton of support, and they're here all the time, and it's just awesome to have this much support from membership.
Now we look a couple of weeks from now, the 250, trying to become the first 4-time winner of the 250. You got a championship out of the way. You got a bunch of wins out of the way. No pressure.
Yeah, no, we had a really good car here the last 2 races in Fredericton, so it's nice knowing you have a solid car like this going into Speed Weekend, but that's a big one, as you know, and Cory will be good, Ryan will be good, Hudson, they're all good drivers, and it's going to be a tough one to get, but we'll give it our best and see if we can't get the 4th one.
Congratulations, Ashton.
Thank you.
Ashton Tucker comes away the 2024 Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series champion. Second place run over here. We will see if we can find our driver. There he is. Second place run for car number 83 later for Cory Hall. He's going to congratulate the teammate, as it were, coming out of the same shop. But Cory, great run. As you told me earlier in the day, it doesn't really matter where you start. It's all about where you finish. Great run today, but obviously nothing to hang your head about, but came up a little bit short at the end.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're disappointed. We'd like to win another race, and had a string a couple bad runs. Just like to kind of get things rolling again before the 250. But honestly, it's a solid finish, and we'll take it. But can't say we're not disappointed. We definitely would have liked to add a little bit more, but you know, if ands or buts, but we just needed to bring a better car. So congrats to Brad and Ashton and everybody for what they do, and you know, we just got beat again.
Obviously nothing against you, but you know the competition is so fierce with the Super Late Model Series, and you and Ashton obviously have been the class of the field in this event, but to come through the field and end up finishing second, you got a great piece underneath you.
Oh yeah, the car was great. We just didn't quite have enough. Then I was kind of waiting for a caution at the end, just didn't come my way, so it just seemed to be the way our day went. But congrats to them, and thanks to all the team for coming out and supporting me in this, and it means a lot. And then of course all of our great sponsors, Chris Fournier, Remax, Bumper to Bumper, Fox City Auto Spa, Livingston Steel, Plant Seafood, King Competition, GS Racing, Excel Property Management's Driveline. There's a lot of people that come together to put this together for us, and you know, unfortunately this week we had a motor go down, so didn't even get a chance to put the car on the scales, so we were a little down before we showed up, but still battled through and solid second place.
Now you get to look forward to a couple of 250s. Of course, the Oxford 250, what a way that would be to bounce back, to win the friggin' Oxford 250 at the end of her.
Yeah, we're going to give it everything we got, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks and give it everything we got there too.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's Cory Hall. He comes home second here today and on the podium for the first time with the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. Let's hear over the 43 of Hudson Weston. We'll make our way over here. Rookie of the Year last year, and a great battle there at the end with the one of Ryan Messer. You told me last week you learned something for this feature event, and obviously it's worked out for you. You held on to fourth for a real long time, but you finally kind of pulled the trigger and got the move done.
Yeah, I know. We were riding in fourth for a while, and at one point I didn't know if I was going to be able to get him, but my crew was in my ear telling me what to do. They guided me to that podium there, and I want to thank Ryan for racing me clean. Appreciate that. And yeah, no, third place against guys like Ashton and Cory, that feels like a win.
For the rest of the field here as well, you got guys like Steve Halpin and Robbie McEwen and Lonnie Somerville, and you end up third in this race. This car and this team really work well together.
Yeah, no, like I can't go on enough about our crew. They put so much into this to make sure we have the best car we can each week, and today it finally all came together for us. Yeah, no, this was the race we've been waiting for a long time.
So now the momentum shifts to the Yard Gear 250 in a couple of weeks' time. No pressure on you, but I think this car could end up back here at the end of that Sunday night.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a good confidence-building race heading into that one. So I hope we can be up near the front in that one as well, and hopefully compete for a podium, and who knows, maybe a win.
Who else gets the thanks on car number 43 for all the efforts this season?
There's so many people to thank. Obviously, all my sponsors, Bayview Trucks and Equipment, Nova Truck Centers, Cummins, Shoreland, Honda's Transfer, Wilkins Signs, Valley Equipment, and of course all my crew, my dad, my Uncle Jeff, my Uncle Bruce, Hill is helping us today, and just my buddy Matt, and just everyone who comes out every week to support me. And of course, Jeff Armstrong from GD Fabrication, who's not here today, but he's definitely played a big part in us getting here.
We'll let you celebrate with the hardware tonight. Great run overall.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun night ahead. Don't know what's ahead of us, but looking forward to it.
That's Hudson Weston. He ends up third here tonight. The 6th round of 6 for the Easy-Kleen Super Late Model Series. That will close out this championship. Obviously, we are not done here at Speedway 660 this season. Speed Weekend is almost upon us. If you haven't made your plans to be here, to get your tickets, to get your campsite, to do whatever you got to do to be here at the racetrack in 2 weeks' time, make your plans to do so and make plans to be here. Obviously, we've had a great race here tonight. If you're heading home, please drive safe on your way home, and we will see everybody back here in 2 weeks' time for Speed Weekend 2024, capped off with the Yard Gear 250 presented by Valvoline of Canada. My name is Jesse Thompson. Please drive safe on your way home. If you're traveling back out of province, drive safe, and we hope to see you back here in 2 weeks' time.